Hi, I'm Michael Josh, and you're watching GadgetMatch. If you've been following along, then I'm sure you've seen 3 of the videos that we've done on some really good mid-range smartphones. The Huawei Nova 2i, the OPPO F5, and the Vivo V7 Plus. All of these phones go for more or less $400 depending on where you are. Each comes with its own set of unique features. But in this video, we are going to put their cameras against one another in hopes that we help you decide which smartphone to get. Some rules before we start. For the shootout, we used each of the 3 smartphones' default camera app on auto mode, as most users would. And for the sake of the comparison, we're basing that solely on what we see using original unedited JPEG files brought into a single computer and viewed on a single monitor. This landscape photo overlooking the Katong neighborhood in Singapore is perfect for seeing which phone takes really good details. At first glance, we like the OPPO F5's more neutral white balance. The sky is blue and the clouds are white, as they should be. But if you zoom in a little bit, you'll see that the Nova 2i takes the cake. The image it captured is noticeably more detailed and sharper than the other 2. All phones did well in this scenario. Highlights and shadows are balanced despite the harsh spotlight on the pumpkins. But we prefer the warmer, darker tones of the Nova 2i and the V7 Plus over the brighter, almost bland color reproduction of the F5. Unlike in the previous set, not all phones handled the harsh spotlight well. The V7 Plus is overexposed and lacks a lot of color. The broccoli and cucumber look gray instead of green. Meanwhile, the Nova 2i and the F5 did better, with the Nova 2i clearly winning this round with sharper details around the tomatoes. In this scenario, we can see each phone's dynamic range. All phones managed to show the text on the table with clarity, but only the V7 Plus did not overexpose the white table at the back. You can also see the Nova 2i and the V7 Plus's warmer white balance is quite obvious in this set also, with the green leaves and the wooden table looking like they were directly under the sun compared to the F5's cooler photo. In this set, all 3 phones came out with very different results. The Nova 2i's burger meal looks the most appetizing, but became a little bit oversaturated, evident in the way it rendered the iced tea on top. That's supposed to be brown instead of red. The F5 feels more natural, well lit, and balanced, while the V7 Plus ended up too yellow and bland compared to the other 2. In this set, all phones did well, with the F5 and the V7 Plus's renderer of the yellow OPPO logo looking more realistic than the Nova 2i. Here's a set with HDR turned on. The V7 Plus was not able to show the details of the leaves, while the F5 has that halo surrounding the leaves, and it does look a little bit over-sharpened. Color-wise, the Nova 2i looks the most balanced out of the 3, although the details also looked over-sharpened. Now we test the front-facing cameras. The F5 and the V7 Plus have single shooters, while the Nova 2i has 2. In this test, all 3 phones had depth and beauty modes turned on, but the F5 and the V7 Plus have wider lenses compared to the Nova 2i, and can easily fit 4 people. The team had a hard time recreating this pose with the Nova 2i because 1 or 2 people would always end up blurred after taking the shot. In terms of color, the OPPO F5 has the most accurate, and you can see that in Issa's hair, which was more muted at the time this test was done. Both the F5 and the V7 Plus's depth modes are also a lot more accurate than on the Nova 2i. We have another group selfie with different results, this time outdoors. The Nova 2i produces a more balanced skin tone here. The F5 takes on the warmer side for the first time, and the V7 Plus still reddish. Once again, the F5 and the V7 Plus's depth modes are a lot more accurate than that on the Nova 2i, leaving the area around Lisa's head with a jagged cutout. Lastly, a solo selfie. The F5 once again has a more accurate result compared to the 2. The V7 Plus has a brighter, more rosy selfie, while the Nova 2i has a balance of both. Here you can also see the jagged cutout of the Nova 2i not just along Lisa's hair, but also around her baseball cap. At the end of the day, all of these 3 phones take great photos, something that we were only able to get on high-end smartphones, but has slowly trickled down into these price point and is now available on phones like these 3. And the best among the three? That really is up to you. It all boils down to personal preference and what you like your photos to look like. Some people might prefer the flexibility of beauty mode on the V7 Plus, while others might like OPPO's take on AI beauty mode. And then there'll be people who like how bright and vibrant the Nova 2i's selfies are and could care less about depth mode. So tell us what you think and which phone you prefer by leaving a message in the comments section below. If you like this video, you know the drill, folks. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow GadgetMatch on social media, and make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.